Well, hello my friends on YouTube. Today a little different video. As you can see, I have a lot of knives on the table, and this is because I wanted to do a bit of inventory just for insurance purposes, get all my knives on video, and at the same time I thought I might as well take you along for the ride. So this is sort of a collection update and a bit of knife porn for you. I think this video I'll break down into 2 or 3, it might be 3 parts, because I have more knives than I can put in the frame. So I'll just start with what can be in the frame, what I can push into the frame, and then I'll probably put out some other parts maybe tomorrow when time permits. I have been very busy lately, and that is why I haven't been uploading very much. Had some work issues, some personal issues, and I'm sorry, but sometimes that's the way it is. I'm not a professional YouTuber, so I'll have to deal with my life and then put up some videos when I have the time and the energy. I think I'll go about this in the way that I'll just tell you shortly what these knives, the name or the number of the knife, and of course the brand, and then I might choose a few that means or that has some extra significance for me, or that I feel deserves a bit of extra talking about. I'll just choose at random that. If we start out here to the left, all of these are my Real Steel knives. Real Steel was one of the brands that I originally, when I started collecting, it was one of the brands that I chose, mainly because of price, and you will, I can tell you, see a lot of budget options here. I have some a little more expensive knives, but most are in the higher budget range, or even in the lower budget range. As I said, Real Steel. If we start at the top here, we have the Real Steel E571. To me, a very decent knife. Not recommended by Nick Shabazz, but then again, I'm not Nick Shabazz. Never had any issues with this one. A very cheap, one of the cheapest Real Steel knives. The E77 Lianggang design. Also a decent knife, which has its issues. You can watch my review of it if you want to, but it's like most Real Steel knives, very decent. I'll just pick up this one at the side here. This is the Real Steel Sea Eagle with carbon fiber scales. Very good flipper and very sharp. I sharpened it myself a bit afterwards, after I bought it, but still also very sharp out of the box. Really a rather big knife, but also a very nice knife indeed. The Griffin, a special knife with a button lock right here, and very smooth. A little special thing about this one is that it is on pin bearings. One of 2 knives I have that has these pin bearings, and it is quite difficult to flip, spider flip, and behind the camera, I assure you, it is very smooth and it drops shut by itself. The Thor has a very special place in my heart. I started out collecting a year ago, and this one was one of my first a bit more expensive knives, and it amazed me how well it flips. Very, very nice knife indeed, very sturdy, like a lot of real steel knives, but I really enjoyed this one. The real steel Puko G3, my only front flipper, a very nice knife indeed. Stainless steel handle makes it a bit heavy, but it is with the Scandi grind super sharp, and I enjoy this knife a lot. It is amazingly smooth as well. The Tarkin, to me a bit of a novelty knife, not a small knife in any way, as you can see, but a fun knife. The only thumb disc knife I have. I'm not very fond of thumb discs, but I enjoy this one. Again, like most real steel knives, all real steel knives I have, super smooth. Moving to a different brand, Ganso. We have the Ganso. Oh, these numbers are hard to remember. I wish all makers would name their knives. Numbers are so hard to remember. This is the 753 in carbon fiber. Very cheap, but also very nice knife indeed. No doubt any Ganso is a beater and can be used as such because of the cheap prices. Some issues with the G-lock or axis lock that they have sometimes, but I haven't experienced any so far. A flipper, Ganso, not that many flippers, and this one is one of them. This is the 749, if I didn't mention it. I managed to make it very smooth. It is on ball bearings, as is this one as well. Then we have the G739. I believe it has some resemblance with maybe a Griptilian. I don't know. Maybe. Very smooth as well. And the 710. Also a very distinct blade anyway. Again, I managed to make most of my knives smooth, but and these are all smooth. I simply take them apart and do my best to lubricate, and I might show that in a future video, but for now it's just presentation. Let's see, the 752. This one I can show has terrible censoring, but actually not because of nothing really to do. It's not because of the pivot or anything. This blade is simply warped. I guess I was unfortunate with that, but yeah, the blade is simply bent or warped. The 712 Ganso, Persian style. I believe this has something to do with a knife called a Bedlam. I don't know, still drop shot, as most of them do. I took off the pocket clip on this one because I frankly tore away on my fingers when I used it, and I can open it just as well. I don't mind having knives floating in my pocket. Last Ganso, very heavy and big. G7 G20. Very sturdy knife and drop shotty and drops like a guillotine. I actually cut myself just letting it by accident letting it drop on my fingers. Gansos, yeah, budget, a bit controversial I know, but I don't think anyone is in doubt what you get when you buy a Ganso. No counterfeiting, no cloning, but yeah, maybe a bit of copying, no doubt about that. Then we move on to all my 5 rake knives. Honestly, I wanted to collect all rake knives, but somewhere along the way I got a bit tired of frame locks, and the rest of the knives are frame locks, so I stopped there, and I'm just waiting for rake to put up something nice, because they are amazingly nice knives. The Fang was one of the first I got. It's also known as P105Q, but it has a name, and it is the Fang. It is a fantastic knife. I enjoyed this one so much. Action, handle, everything is just done so right on this one. Then we have one without a name, but a number. P128SF, and it swings out with some authority. I love the blade shape. I don't know if I mentioned it in my review of this one, but I have come to, I'm not that fond of the handlers in this one. It's obvious that they chamfered the handle and made a pattern, but it is very sharp on the edges here. I guess this is a choice they made, because they sort of chamfered it off everywhere else. But to me it makes it a bit, what would you say, a bit rough in the hand. It has some rough edges, but still very nice knife. All rake knives come with ball bearings, and this is a wonderful thing. They really are smooth, but a little bit sharp around the edges. Then another one of my favorite rake knives, the P841L. And rake knives are a lot of numbers, unfortunately. I would have liked them to have so good names, as I said, because that makes it so much easier to remember. Still, fantastic action, nice blade, very nice ergos on this one. Very nice knife indeed. I have to say that this and the Fang, the P105, I think are my favorite rake knives. Then another one with a name, the Husser, or the P128B, one of their first as well. Very smooth and nice knife indeed. A bit of a swept up blade here, almost Persian style. I guess I had a bit of a Persian style moment at that time. So I got both the Ganso here and this one with this a bit swept up blade. It has, in my opinion, a bit of the same issue as the, I have to look at now, the P128. Bit sharp edges, which is a shame. It is a wonderful knife, but just a tad bit sharp around the edges, and you feel it when you hold it firmly. The last one for today, the rake P81SF, also a frame lock, also stainless steel, a smaller knife for those who prefer that, flipper knife, very nice action as all rake knives. Not much to say about this. This is just a fine little knife, very deep carry, which I appreciate a lot. But indeed a good knife. It has a lot of favorable reviews, and I've reviewed it favorably as well. But in this, along with all the others here, it's just one of my knives, so to speak. I use it regularly, but it doesn't have that special feeling about it, just a good knife. Now, this is what I would present to you today. I hope to make another video, upload another video preferably tomorrow. And I know I often forget to say it, but I would very much appreciate it if you leave a like or leave a comment, or even subscribe if you find what I do interesting. It's not like I have to have a lot of subs, but it means a lot that I see that someone out there appreciates what I do. So you be my guest if you want. Like, comment, subscribe. Okay, that's it for today. Bye bye.